Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and this is Factorio. We're playing some Bob's mods, so I'll get it loaded up, and I'll just check all my levels once it's active. That's a bit loud for me. Looks a little quiet. Should be on 50%. Right, resume. There we go. That looks good. Switch that over. Smash in. There we go. Yes. Right, so I have managed to played a little bit during the week. Mostly, well, what I basically did was extend the walls, or change the walls, or update the walls. So we used to have a wall here. And I've replaced it with a wall here and a wall here. So I push the biters back. This wall I didn't change. That was still there from before, as was that one. But this one here and this one here, I have upgraded, basically. So we've added on the level 2 turrets and the... Oh, we've still got a little bit of regular ammo in there. Oops. And the sniper turrets. And as I say, we switched all of the turrets now to... AP ammo. We've boosted up the number of lasers so that they're more effective, because we did actually get a breach. This here, a bunch of look at this, blimey. Okay, well, they are getting a tiny bit of pollution. So we're getting Titan biters now, Titan. So there we have a Titan spitter, a giant fire spitter. Have we got a Titan biter as well? I can't see one there. That's a very gloopy set of noises, isn't it? He's a giant. It is giving... Titan biter, there we go. A Titan bitar. Yeah, they're really big. They look really weird when they move. What we kind of need to work towards then is more military stuff. So we need like artillery and things like that, so that we can push things back. And we need probably upgraded... what they call plasma, because we're starting to get to a stage where we're getting titans. 10% of our titans of our spawns here is titans, and it's only at 0.82. So I think there is one level bigger than titan. It's like the mega thing, and it's enormous. So yeah, we need to advance military. I did also set this going, basically. So I've built the bridge across to the bus, and the aim today is to get the bus really up and running. Excuse me, I think I'm coming down with a cold, but to get the bus up and running and to use the bus to do the military. So basically, although the science will be here and doing stuff, I'll probably be adding military on first, rather than, we'll just move the science up, sort of thing. And yeah, so that means getting a lot more of this going. At the moment, we've only got sort of 1 iron and 1 copper coming in, so we probably need more stations, and there's plenty of room for that. The idea is it's just going to go across. So let's stop talking and get on with this stuff, shall we? So what I need to do is what? I guess if we head over, other way. Yeah. So I mean, it obviously took quite a while. There's a larger number of hours sort of in the game now. But in terms of me doing stuff, it was a lot of just leaving the bots to do, because I'm only at modular armour. So, it was taking a while with the Roboport running out of charge and charging up again. But yeah, so what we need to do is sort of get the first one rolling, or first 2, I think, rolling. The second one being copper. It also frees up, so I haven't taken them all down because there wasn't quite enough time for that. But no, here we go. So this wall can go, basically, because that wall's doing nothing now. I haven't taken it down, as I say, but it means I can expand the stacker and we could potentially build something here, like circuits or something. But yeah, oops. So we're going to end up with a giant U shape, basically. That's how this is going to roll. Should be quite amusing, but yeah. Ooh, Oh, and there'll be loads of... I might tidy this up as we go as well. There'll be loads of random roboports where I was just using them to extend everything. Let's pick these up as well then. We've got a random power pole here, which I guess was feeding that. So I might as well get rid of these while we're here. So how are we doing? So we got iron coming in here. We'll put... This will be a little bit complicated. Well, not complicated, but this will be a bit finicky. Hooking this up because we want basically the iron at the top. And of course things are coming in different orders. So, you know, we've got whatever this is before iron. In fact, is this iron? Wait, are these iron plates? I'm not sure they are. Is this iron? So if I've got... Because I have a horrible feeling I'm just hooking up silver or something. Let's... Yeah, this is silver, isn't it? Because silver is going up. Bum. That's not iron. Where is iron? Is this iron? That looks like iron. Yeah, that's iron. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, they'll need hooking up anyway, but yeah. Okay. I'll just copy and paste it, I guess, so that I know where it is. Okay. Oops. Not going to paste. Right, so if we do that, and we want that there. Okay. There we go. Ah, bots are going to help us out. Don't really want them to, but there you go. I could do some research as well, I guess. I mean, we're sort of at that weird stage where I've unlocked a lot more than I'm using. So I can make boiler 3, for example. Or, oh no, that's heat exchanger. Ah, okay. That might be worth having anyway, because I assume that's for nuclear. But, might want to do that anyway. But yeah, so we got like fluid handling too. But I'm not, you know, doing a lot with fluids anyway, or mining drills research too. I'm not really even, you know, using the prior ones. But I just wondered if maybe we could unlock some of these, you know, like materials, so fertilizers, for example. And we could do module effects, or modules, basically, because we've not done any modules, and we're going to start needing them. And radars. So we've got a few we could do, I think. Oh, oops. I might as well get it cracking. I was actually hoping I'd get a chance to lay these down, because I don't know that this is massively interesting, is it? But there you go. Oh, I'm going to move my car out of the way. Pop out of that. Okay. So that's iron and copper. I mean, we might as well hook up, you know, put down all the ones that we've kind of got. So this is glass, I think, wasn't it? But run this down. It's a long way because I'm anticipating, you know, we'll have to reprocess other ones, but oh, we ran out of belts. Okay, no worries. So this is the iron, so we want this at the top. Let's say we'll have to fix things like this as well. I want this at the top. Just so it's easier to connect. And it's something I've not really anticipated properly here, have I? So I think actually I need more rows, don't I? I should have matched it up to this. How many have I got here? So there are 28 rows here, and I only put in 20. Okay. So we need 8 more. Okay. If I get some landfill, what's that? So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. And then I add that on there. That was one too far, wasn't it? So it's always useful to have a bit of run space as well. But we can add that in. And then we need to connect up some roboports over here so that the bots will do some stuff. But yeah, it's going to get a little higgledy-piggledy because we got a... Now, oops, where would this need to get up to? This would need to be... here. Put that in there. Yeah, because they're not in the order that we really want them on the bus, probably. So where would this be? That'd be there. And then sort of one here, maybe. Create a little gap for them. There we go. Boop. And then one there. Pop you in there. And off they pop. Yeah, I thought so. I've probably got 1 million construction bots from when they were... Oh. Yeah, never mind. Right, so we've picked up a bit of belt, so we can add that in there. So that's hydrazine. What else we got? I guess we could have barrels and stuff. I don't know to what extent I'm going to use some of these, but always useful, always useful. In fact, let's pull up all of this. Like so. We also know, in fact, why don't I just mark this as deconstructive? These, I'm not fussed about what order I put these in. We'll just, you know, have them wherever. But we certainly know all of these can go, because there's... Well, we don't actually, do we? Because there is one other one, whatever it is, titanium or something. But this needs to underground here. In fact, different length in bobs, aren't they? Oh, that's not even, is it? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's fine. Fluid canisters, maybe? Yeah, so basically the copper... Oops. In fact, no, they could all go, can't they? Yeah. We'll leave the others, just for simplicity's sake, but yeah, I don't need them. Which other ones have we actually processed? We've got... Huh. Have I hooked up the wrong thing again? That's not iron, is it? Oh dear. Oh dear. What's this then? So we've got... What's gone up there? Because iron didn't increase. Or go in here. Is it tin? It's tin. Nuts. Okay. Okay. So I made a mess of it again. Or I've made a mess of it anyway. Okay, so that then is tin. Where are you? Dang. Okay. So is it this one? Why didn't I bring them in order? Past me. You've done a silly thing there. So that should be the bing bong bing. We'll do the fertilizer as well. Oh. So, okay. So the copper's in the... No, that's the right place then, isn't it? Because Let's just get rid of that. That now is the iron proper. But we've ended up with this here. I mean, it only goes up to there. Because we've got to go under the train somehow. So I can pick all this up. Oh, that's better. So there's a lot of tin. Make sure we're not going to get splattered by the train. Look at all that tin. Okay. Doing that. So it's fertilizer. What else might we do? I say modules, I think. Be worth having so that we can build modules. Okay, let's see if we can backfill this iron. Because I would quite like to go down there and start actually building some stuff, but we shall see. One of the things I did realise I'd forgotten was steel. We don't have anything producing steel. And we do have another iron patch that we've captured in the expansion. Oops. So we could go and grab that. Up here. Nice and close, and we can just take a, branch off. We're a bit lucky with iron. I mean, there's the iron there, but yeah. Right. What else is worth hooking up? I don't even know what this is now. Is that alumina? That's alumina, isn't it? And gold? Yeah, let's have gold. I don't think we have anything else to do with that. Alumina is one of the ones we need to process properly. Oh, we're in the trees. We are in the trees. And we are blowing up our own. Belts, because we're an idiot. Oh, okay. Okay. So whether that needs to connect. There's still no iron coming down. Is that just because it's taking a while? Yeah. Let's put that in there so I know where it is. I can't even remember what that is, but we've got to do some stuff with that. So, that's gold. Cool. It's this one that's iron, isn't it? Yeah. And it's hooked up. Okay. Let's go and have a look, see if we can work out how to go under the train. Speaking of which, there's your train. So I guess if we do that, and then we'll have to go one down each time. So what we can do is, I guess I'm in bot range. Just sort of chop off the things here, just random amount. Obviously, you have to hop around the water as well. Like that. Might turn my bots on, see if I can do some of that. And I can just go bosh, 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 bosh. And that one didn't put down. But some of those jobs have been assigned to system bots, haven't they? Best laid plans, best laid plans. That one needs to change anyway. Okay, let's give that another go. There, 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 there. Sort of there. Sort of there. But not really. It needs to be there. And there. Why is that one shorter? Oh, because there's a spare thing there. Okay. Whoa. That'll be a train. That would be a train, my friend. Put that maybe there. Come on. There we go. Accidentally grab some bots. Guess I've moved into range. Let's increase that. I could get rid of some of this ammo, couldn't I? I don't really need quite so much ammo. Cool. How are we doing? Materials for construction. Okay, so there's clearly not enough stuff in the system. Is the train on the move? Not yet. Okay. Let's nip over here then. Let's just leave it. We'll go up. We'll go up in a bit. The question here is, do I need to bother with keeping this? Because I could kind of underground around it and sort of keep it. Looks like I had a bit of a misposition. You see they've sort of used a lot of it up anyway. So I can easily go around these miners. To there? No. To there? Yep. Like that. Oops. What happened there? We know it needs to be longer anyway, but that's fine. I can pop that on there, turn the bots off. Okay. The question is this bit here. Do I bother... Because this is like silver again, I think. So it's like... I don't really need it, but... Or tin, maybe? I don't know. But what I can do... is like move that over, because I don't really need that. In fact, let's do it like this. There we go. And then the rest of it's just straight belts, like so. Let's just block that in. Cool. Oops. Get rid of the tin. So the iron's coming, the copper is not. Why not? Ah, because it's not put the Can't put that in. Okay. Oh. Thank you very much for the follow, Mia Charlotte. 398. It's very kind. I hope you're having a good day. And hey, how are you? Yes, I'm fine. How are you doing? I think I'll just run up with the bots and just seem to be causing chaos for the bots. Bot explosion going on. You good? Good. Are you a Factorio player, or have you been before? It's not telling me properly if people are doing first time chat. So welcome if you're new, but welcome back if you've been here before. Do I stream regularly? Yes. So I stream Saturdays and Sundays. I stream, at the moment, I'm streaming Factorio Bob's Mods, which is this, on Saturdays. 6 till 9 GMT. And then on Sundays, I'm streaming Dyson Sphere Program, which is 3 till 6. I've got a lot of hours in Factorio, but I've not... how are we doing with the bots? Are you calming down a bit? No. Are you taking all the ammo away? Okay. Where am I from? I'm from England, so I'm based in the south of England, which is, my accent is a little bit of a mongrel accent because my family and my parents were from the north of England, so I have a bit of a weird cadence sometimes to some of the words I say, but yeah, south of England. I think we're nearly there, are we? Oh no, there's loads left. I know the laser turrets are really lacking because they basically ran out because sulfur had just stopped. I don't know how I'm going to balance fluids, to be honest with you, because this is just... I mean, I had to add in an extra thing for sticking plastic in just random boxes because it's just not balanced at all, and I don't know how you would get it to balance. Great game, nice. Can I ask something? You may certainly ask something, yes? I may not answer if it's... People often ask that if they're going to ask something that might be considered rude or what have you, but you may certainly ask. Whether I answer or not, I will. We shall have to see. Nearly there. Oh, have I not got construction bots? Okay, I think that's about ready. So there's another obstacle we need to overcome to get connecting. Oh, crikey. Well, the thing is that I'm an artist. I mostly work with the streamers for their logo banners and overlay emotes and pretty much anything related to it. So is there anything you need to be made? Also, can I show you my work? You can try. There won't be any links enabled on the stream because I just blocked that because being a small streamer. Why have I got random... Oh, I know, this was where it was. The thing. Yeah, I mean, feel free. I mean, the best one to do that is probably... I have a Discord if you wanted to do that, but you won't be able to post links, etc. I'll be honest, while I am sort of generically interested in getting something like that done, I'm just a small hobby streamer. I don't tend to... I don't have a great desire to sort of spend a lot of money. And I wouldn't ever want an artist doing, you know, for free or anything like that. So you certainly certainly try and show me whatever you want. But as I say, links will be disabled. Let's get rid of a bit of that. Can't remember how I need to take out. Discord username. So it's just the same, I think. So if you do just the Discord command, I think it's still there. Oh, crikey. No, that's asking me to log in. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I'll get you the link to the Discord server. Just 1 second. I think this is still working. There you go. So that's the community Discord. If you wanted to message me on there, feel free. Did that work? Yeah. Hopefully it's not an expired link. Should be set to eternal. Right. So, did I not copy up? Yes, I did. There we go. So if we put extra bit there. I need to keep a closer eye on the trains because I'm not paying attention to them. And they're about to come and splat me. Right, see if we can get that all hooked up. See if my bots will do that. No, it's obviously been assigned to bots in the system. Except for I could do afterwards. I'll be honest, I'm not that active on Discord, but I won't do that now because it'll be me messing about things. But yes, I can accept that later on. Do you need that? I'm not that big into Discord. I mean, the other option is you could message me on Twitter. DMs are open if you need to do it now, type of thing. I say I can look at the Discord after the stream. Discord is should be at the top of the screen basically. So although I'm interested in getting something like that, it's sort of a very low priority for me because, as I say, I'm just a hobby streamer. So, but yeah. Right. So I think I might just put this one in manually, and then it would be this one here. Guess I'm back in range now. I'm out of range. I'm waiting. You may be waiting a while then. As I say, I won't be doing the Discord friend request anytime soon. But say, other option is Twitter. You could DM me on something on Twitter. I mean, if you did look at my Twitter, you'll see I'm afraid I've got quite a lot of artists following me with the same sort of requests, so I would not hold your breath. Right. In fact, let's just put a proper balancer in. Have I got balancers? There's a question. I must have somewhere. Would be belts, I guess. Cool. Let's put it a couple up, actually. Okay, could probably put one here as well. That one. Okay. So that's iron finally connected to the bus. And that'll be copper. Wait for your positive response. Cool. Okay, so if I make the assumption that the science is going to be here eventually, then we can start sort of building here. do I just put in red science to start with? Because I don't think it's any different to regular. I can't remember offhand. A long time since I did this. Let's have a look. See. So, if we imagine that we want, say, a little bit of space. In fact, would my... Let's have a look. So I've got my science builds here. Have I? Where the heck are they? Bus science, there we go. I mean, they look relatively... Oh, so obviously the sulphur's going to be different for blue. But they look relatively similar. So I might just be able to adapt them, or utilise them. Okay, let's do that then. Let's do that. So if I take that one, and we find upgraded, we don't want upgraded, we want, don't find we want the basic ones. That would be utility. Where's that then? Automation, there we go. So, if I sort of pop this in, let's put it in there. Oh, my bots aren't on, are they? Because I don't think these are any different, are they? Copper and gears. Yeah. Okay. And then this will have to hook up over here. But these are longer, aren't they? They are. So let's do that. Oops. Yeah. Okay. And then we've got copper. What's the distance on that? It's there, isn't it? Do I want to put balancers in? I'm normally a bit of a fiend for balancing, but it is kind of unnecessary. Oh, go on, let's put them in. I'll have a good balancer. Oops. I should just make a copy of this book and use it. I'm slightly surprised, I must admit, by the amount of stuff that carries over. Where's it gone? There it is. 12A? That's got the wrong name. Let's do that. Let's take that one. And yeah. Put that in the wrong place, didn't I? Let's just copy this one. Do it that way. In fact, I could hook that up differently, couldn't I? Let's hook it up like that. And then that one go there. And it's at least a little bit more even. I better put them back in, otherwise I'll completely forget. So this needs to be the iron. And then this is the copper. Like so. Do I want that in the middle? I probably want that in the middle, don't I? Do that. Like that. Obviously, intention is for this to be proper lanes of iron, not just rather. Wait, have I got that right? Yeah. Cool. I guess those are actually fast inserters now, though, aren't they? That's interesting. So that is a difference that we need to change. Because this is actually needs to be a long. And that should be a long. And then this is a... So these two need to be long. But long, oops, long input. Like that. So that's a difference. Because blue inserters are something different in this. That doesn't seem to have done what I was expecting. Oh, that's... Oh, idiot. Like that. And then I must have messed this up as well then. Yeah, there we go. Because that's the pickup. Not the put down. Okay. And then this will be wrong as well. So this is pick up. And then this is... That'll need to be a fast put down. There we go. Power is not connected. That's a bit odd. Oops. Okay. Oh, hello, Graham. Hello. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. How are you? I actually saw you've been playing Factorio. I said that weird. So it was a threat. Yeah, I saw you've been playing Factorio. But how are you doing? How are you? Okay, we'll put that in again. Even though that... Does that change them? No, they should be okay. Yeah. So this... needs to be down here, doesn't it? Like that. But that needs to be on the other side, doesn't it? Like that. So get rid of that line. Okay, thanks. Yeah, still working on my 5k base. Alright, okay. How's it going? How many Ks have you got? Look at that. Actual yellow science actually being produced actually. I'm going to pull it up because it's in the wrong place really. Right, so do I have my... Will my science build work as well? I'm kind of surprised how much of this carries over, but... Where's the actual labs basic? There we go. So we sort of pop them up here, I think. Could maybe use that. Is that a risk? I think that's a risk if I do that. But if we put it, say, here, it's out of everything's way. And then we can hook this up. Like so. Cool. Pop these in. I'm guessing speed modeling actually requires something that I'm not... Oh, it requires a completely different thing, so that's a thing I can't actually research. Okay. What about inserter bonuses? Kids keeping me busy. I now have BPs for a star, snowflake, sun, apple, and flower. I'm not sure. You mean blueprints for what am I doing here? So if I just build these first 3 labs, maybe, because I'm gonna have to swap all these inserters out again, aren't I? But I could maybe copy them over, because So that needs to be that, and then that should be a long one. Yeah. And then we can just copy that over. Oh, I need to do these ones as well, don't I? Okay, so but I only really need to do the plastic build and one other, but I can't think right now. Alright. So you're not far off at all. Get rid of all of that. Right. Okay. So if I now copy this over. Have we built all three of them? Not yet. Not yet. Oh, why have you put that there? Silly bots. No, don't do that. Yeah, Factorio blueprints for decorative stuff designed by a 4-year-old. Oh, cool. So it sounds quite cool, actually. I didn't take those out, did I? No, missed those. There we go. I didn't realise this. Oh, of course it would be in range because of these, wouldn't it? Okay. So let them do that then. They're good at that sort of thing. Right. Now we need to fix all of this. I mean, actually, those were. No. It's a bit that is a bit confusing, I must say. Right, so what I need to do is I need to have a fast one going in. No, I don't. Yes, I do. On that side. And this needs to be 2 of them. And then these are 2 regular. And these should be output ones. No. Or actually, I could do fast out. Yeah, I can, can't I? Not pick up. Put down. So that's in stacking, so I could do another one of them. Sorry, I'm having to concentrate because I'm trying to get my head around this. Oh. Are we not making blue, or whatever it is, yellow assemblers? I don't think I am. I don't think I ever automated it. Okay, so we've got the ordinary ones there. I didn't, did I? Okay, okay. Let's handcraft up a bunch of them then. There they are. There we go. What am I working on? So, this is Bob's. It's all of the Bob's mods. So, there's like different packs that Bob's has. And this is all of them, basically. So, I've got the military one, the biter one, the science and production and all that sort of stuff. It's just Bob's. There's no angels to it. Because I kind of thought maybe I should just do one of those, you know, rather than kind of bite off more than I can chew. I'm a bit... I guess it's putting them as fasts. That was idiotic. If I put... It does, okay. So I could just replace them then. Huh. Huh. But what happens if I do it with a blueprint? Oh, it works. Okay. Huh. Yes, so this is all of Bob's mods, basically. But say without angels. So I know a lot of people do angels as well. But this is just Bob's mods. I need to turn them on. I finished the set of blueprints for my starter base in 4 phases. I go from red and green, science through blue with a black add-on, then it converts into a production hub. Oh, nice. Then my mid-tier base is blueprinted too. Cool. So are you working it through then, as in you sort of... Because I don't think you... Maybe you told me you were, and I've just forgotten. But I didn't think you were doing it in creative, are you? Or are you? Pop them in. Let's get this hooked up. Because it needs extra iron here. Like so. But these are, I mean, this is my, blueprints from my blueprint series. Because it turns out, although Bob's is, more complicated, at the sort of basic end, I put that in completely the wrong place, haven't I? It's like these are yellow science packs, but they're exactly the same. It's just it's just the same recipe, and it's not any more, hungry or anything like that. It's just exactly the same. So I've kind of ended up using the same thing. It does change quite a bit later on, and there's like a lot of levels to stuff. I'm saying that you may have played Bob's, I don't know, but yeah. So like this, I'm having to convert the inserters over because they are different-ish. In that a red inserter isn't a long-handed one. I really quite like this actually. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but you can set any inserter to be of any length. So this is and you can have them pick up on angles and stuff. And they can be long or short, and it's just the same inserter. You don't need a separate one. But what you do have is fast inserters are red, so they're not blue, and express inserters, which is like even faster, are blue. So it does get a bit confusing from that point of view. But there's I can't remember what it calls it actually. It's like a artisanal mod or something for Bob's, and it's basically replaces a lot of the default graphics, basically, or the Bob's graphics. So I guess I could do something like cliff explosive just to burn it through, but we don't have cliffs on the map. And we'll put that there. But here we get into a complexity in that we need these basic electronic boards. In fact, I should just make them, really, shouldn't I? Because they are different. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. But I've forgotten how they're different. Where are they? Here, aren't they? Yeah, you see they require solder and electronic components and stuff. And you have to use these basic circuit boards. Yeah, we'll have a look, see. Doing a 5k base in creative, then final test will be in vanilla-ish. Oh, right, okay. I think you might have told me that. I'm sort of remembering. Because you're sort of running it and testing it, aren't you? Sort of run it to see if it sustains what you need it to do. I play Bob and Angels without the Bob's electronics, I think. I did like the super modulars. Okay, super modules rather. Yeah, I've not done a single thing with modules yet. Because you have to do all these extra... Like, to research them, you have to do, separate researches, which is where I just messed up. Because you have to, in order to even work out, do the research, you need speed module, whatever that is. Blue... this thing here, and you need to feed those into a special module lab, I think, something like that. So I haven't really touched them yet. Right, so we need iron plate here, and then we're into territory of Oops. Not quite. Needing to go and make some circuit boards, basically. Should I just stand here for a bit and let the bots? But anyway, since I chatted, sounds about right. Kid's not giving you too much grief then, you sort of... Yeah, I think that's all I can do with that stuff. So I'm tempted to put my other builds in, because they look fairly similar. And we could kind of leave the bots to build them in, and then I could come and fix them. Because they won't work until I hook resources up, so... It's just if I put too many down, it could get very confusing. Because we know we've got... where's basic... Wait, that's wrong. What have I done there? Upgraded. Production, utility, chemical. So yeah, we could put military in. I know that's the same. So that could go there. Would chemical fit? Because we're nearly at the train line. Oh, there we go. Bashes into the train. So maybe I need to rethink that. Let's just pop it in. And so, in fact, did it overlap with the other one? Oh, so that roboport's in the way. So we could move that over. Which is fine. And then put that back in. Okay, and then this train won't be doing anything because it's like only called up every once in a blue moon. So if I divert this around here and then sort of make that's a bit further back maybe. Nope. There. Oh come on, auto rail complete. You know what I'm trying to do. Stupid thing. Right. I've taken an interest in some games, but as you're still too young. Oh, right, okay. We're back. Yeah, my so my sister had a child. I always say I say that it sounds really weird. Basically, I've now got a cousin, a nephew. Sorry, that's right, isn't it? Nephew. My sister has a son, basically, and he's just getting to the age where, because he's 5, I think, in October, something like that. I've completely lost track, but yeah, he's starting to play like mobile games basically. So you know, he basically pesters. My dad's, I don't think he quite realises in a sense, but he'll pester him to like play games on his phone, and you know, my sister's worked out. I don't know if you can filter to kid ones or whatever, but you know, she's worked out ones that it's okay for him to play, you know. But it's like he's always pestering him to play on his mobile, because I think my sister limits it to only a couple of hours, sort of thing. So when my dad's looking after him, it gets free reign, sort of thing. Excuse me. Right, so I mean, that takes us up to the basic sciences. So if we hop the Oh, I never put radars on this, did I? Oh, I have put radars. I've just disconnected the power somehow. That would be because this was how the power was connected. Okay. But yeah, it's almost scary, isn't it? How, you know, technologically savvy young children are. When I would have, I was a giant nerd, giant nerd as a kid. So I was into computers and all that sort of stuff. But that was, the exception sort of thing. I was, it was different, as it were, rather than the norm. But I think all kids are like that now. Nephew's for a baby boy. For a boy, yeah. So he's nephew. He's got a boy. Residence 5 years, so yeah, sounds about right. I got her on Pokemon at the moment. Oh, right, Pokemons. Never got into Pokemon. I don't really. I mean, it's just like, I think it's the collecty thing. I just never. It was like, well, you saw all those Satisfactory streams where I was moaning about having to collect slugs and stuff. Collectathons and like that sort of thing's never really appealed to me. But yeah, I quite like the bit about Pokemon I do like is the fact that it's all really a bit dark. Because they're monsters. It's not hidden, but if you read a lot of the descriptions of the monsters, they're really quite horrible. And then the whole thing of it is that it's you're having these monsters fight each other. It's quite dark really, but not in a overt way, and you don't have to think about it in that way if you don't want to, sort of thing. But it's an odd thing really. Right, so why am I up here? I'm up here because basically put these in here. We need to decide on what I'm doing with I was going to get rid of something there. Logistic box. Circuits. Because they're quite complicated to make, is the thing. Especially the lower level ones. So we could go and make a circuit factory. The reason I'm erring is because what I really need to do is make military in more volume. But the thing with that, so I could make gun turrets. I can't make level 2 gun turrets because I haven't got steel, so I need to make steel to put on the bus. And then you get into level 3 and you're talking about brass and invar plate and all that sort of stuff. So we need to get the production going before I can really build these. Oh, I've already done artillery. And that's not that difficult to build. What's the actual artillery shells like in this? Oh, it's just normal stuff. Okay. And is that different? Yeah. Okay. So we could actually start making artillery shells, couldn't we? The heck is that? I'll do in the capsule. Yeah, and like the bacons are like the similar sort of recipe, same sort of thing, but it's just that circuit boards are more complicated. If I can ever click on the right thing, there we go. Yeah, it's solder and transistors and stuff, but I could make them. But say I haven't got any modules to put in anyway. You do surprise me. Yeah, I know, it's a shock, isn't it? You'd never have thought that I was a nerd. It's like the least likely thing in the world, I think, isn't it? I was at an age when Pokemon came out. I was playing the OG games, so it's a nostalgia thing for me. Yeah, I know. So, I was a bit older than that, I think. I wasn't, like the core target demographic. But a lot of my friends are into it, so it's that thing of... It's a fairly, It's like Mario and stuff. It's just, you know, universally appealing. But yeah, I just never. I say I think it's the collecting thing. It's not you know, them as such. It's just any game that involves collectathons is just not my cup of tea. Okay, so I think I need to make a circuits build, or at least like green and I keep clicking on the wrong thing, don't I? A basic circuits and electronic circuits, and maybe I can try and get them on the go. But that would mean solder, electronic components, and basic boards. Now they're just wood and copper, which is a point. I've not got greenhouses on this, have I? If I was to add greenhouses in. Oh, you can make wood from heavy oil. Okay. Huh. Do they not? Cordite. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's just wood and seedlings. And seedlings are made from wood. There's obviously the better one for fertiliser. But then solder is this resin and solder plate. I think I'm going to have to make it inside the base to start with. Because we could potentially put a... Where would I put it? A wood build. I think I'm just going to have to go over that with you. Let's head to the production area and just sort of start building that up, I think. Now I'm of the age where my first... Well, my dad had a Atari 2600, so the OG, you know, Atari... Oh, that wasn't actually OG. I think there was a Atari before that, but he had 2600, so he did. You know, we used to play games on that. There's what's it called? There's a retro console that's Evercade. That's it. That was quite interesting getting, but the trouble is, a lot of the old games are rubbish. And I don't mean that in a, you know, sort of dismissive way. They were what it could be built at the time, but it doesn't make them good games. You know, they're just. I mean, from that sort of era, you know, the 2600 and stuff, they are so basic. But yeah, so then got a Spectrum. No, I didn't. My mate got a Spectrum. I got an Amstrad. But yeah, basically had access to Spectrums and Amstrads, and that was kind of the generation for us. Didn't know anyone with a NES, but a few people had Mega Drives. Or Master System, I can't remember which came first. It would have been Master System, I think. Yeah, I think I'm just going to build like a greenhouse build over here. But yeah, I would say my proper gaming really started with the Amstrad and the Amiga. I just realised why those power poles were there. Because I need to build something there, don't I? I think I have to do something with coal as well. There's like some recipe I'd forgotten about. I think. So if we put in a thing here. So that would be where the coal would be. For whatever it is it turns out I need to do with it. And then that's... Why is that displaced? Did I just cock it up? Oh no, it's because I got an inserter there, splitter there, isn't it? Okay, so actually this needs to be one further over. Because we can just redivert it over at the other thing. We don't actually need that to be there. If I just pull this up and align it with this. That. So we know whatever it is I've forgotten to do with the coal needs to go in there. I think it's resin or something. I can't remember. But yeah, so this is where we want our greenhouse build to be. I don't think I'm going to mess about with fertilizer just yet. But I am going to need greenhouses, which I think I have not got. Lab modules. Greenhouses, no. So let's get some of them. What was this build here? What did this do? This was in terms of transfer belts. So I think actually let's redo that for just these. So it's only a quarter of a belt, that, which is where you need to get into fertilizer. But yeah, let's, in fact, can I just pinch the whole thing? Let's see, if we take the whole shebang, turn it round, try and line that up. Oops. Like so. See what the bots make of that. I was a Game Boy, then mostly second-hand ones from Car Boot's house. Oh yeah, I mean I had a Game Boy as well. I think that Game Boy is probably where I think we've talked about this before, but I mean weren't very well off, you know, growing up. Which I'm not saying in a sob story sort of a way, but the big advantage for computers was that you could pirate the games, basically. So I was a full-on buccaneer as a kid. Always, you know, copied each other's Spectrum games and Amiga games and stuff. And consoles, of course, you know, first people forget this, but this is it's all DRM stuff, basically. So it's all, you know, copy protection, and that's what, you know, cartridges are for, basically. And that means they could charge what they wanted for them, so they were always really expensive to me. So yeah, I didn't tend to really favour the console because you couldn't steal the games, basically. But yeah, I had a Game Boy. I only had a few games. I mean, literally Mario, Super Mario Land, obviously Tetris, and that might be it. I don't know. I don't actually know. Oh, I had a golf game, I think. But yeah, I didn't really have very many at all because, I say, a bit too expensive. So finally I got a PS1, the mini one, which was when I started gaming properly. Yeah, PlayStation 1 was an amazing console. Again, that's another one where if you actually play the games, generally speaking, especially with PS1, they're not actually all that good, and it's because so much has changed. You know, I mean, it did eventually get the analog sticks version, didn't it? But you know, that whole the control methods are just awful. And it's like, obviously people remember them amazingly, but if you actually try and play them now, they're not actually that much fun to play because, as I say, because they're so hard to control usually. Or, you know, they were sort of designed to be hard, you know. Which people love, I suppose, so maybe the people get on with it, but You know, because people love the old FromSoft games, so maybe they'd quite like that sort of thing. Do I have a Switch? I don't have a Switch, no. Again, it's sort of that problematic thing of, you know, you pay a lot of money for the games, and I do have a Steam Deck, and that was kind of why I bought it, because the types of games I want to play on the Switch would be the indies, but, you know, you can just get them for a few pounds on Steam eventually, you know. You know, when they go on sale, but you're always paying that console tax, basically. Oh, it's a pump, isn't it? Not an offshore pump. Idiot. But no, and so that's why I bought a Steam Deck. Unfortunately, I found the Steam Deck... I've discussed it before on streams, but maybe I just have pathetically weak, nerdy arms, but it's really heavy, particularly if you're playing for, you know, trying to play for sort of 3 hours or something. You have to rest it on something, or I have to rest it on something. It's just too heavy to just hold. Which, I mean, I have played on a Switch because one of my friends has got one, and it's just the right sort of weight that you can hold it. Or for me it was. Whereas a Steam Deck, it's almost like, I think it's like the same as a bag of sugar that it weighs. And if you think, I mean, a bag of sugar is actually quite heavy. Certainly if you're trying to hold it for 3 hours. Why am I not finding the offshore pump? Because I'm a complete biff, that's why. I've already got 9 of them. Brilliant. Okay. Doing well. Let's put it here. But yes, that's why I bought it, you know, was to try and play. You know, we said before, I'm like Steam's perfect, you know, perfect mug, basically, because I just buy games and never actually play them. And that was, you know, it's kind of why I was like, I've got loads of, you know, indie games loaded onto it. Like, particularly puzzle games. I play a lot of puzzle games. And certainly buy a lot of puzzle games. But then it's been a struggle to actually sort of play them because it's sort of uncomfortable. Right, so that needs the balancer on there. Like that. Why does that feel wrong? Should be there. So yeah, it's sort of wrong, isn't it? No, well, should have just left that one, that's fine. Let's do that again. And then it should be here. Should it? There. Get rid of all that again. Random belt there for some reason. Mario Tennis and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I didn't know there was a Roger Rabbit game. Oh yeah, no, Pokemon Red and Blue, of course. Lasts for 3. Oh yeah. I mean, the battery lasts, unless you're playing something like properly AAA heavy graphics, and because I mean, it's a it's a PC, so you can fiddle about with the settings if you really want to. But yeah, I mean, it certainly lasts 3 hours. It's not. I mean, you can get. I mean, if you're playing just a small indie game, you can get like 5 or 6 hours out of it. Actually, it's not. And as I say, it gives you lots of options for, you know, adjusting the performance and, excuse me, that sort of thing. And like, I mean, obviously brightness and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it lasts ages, actually, the battery. Sort of surprising. I mean, I started trying to play Divinity Original Sin on it, and you can get, you know, hours out of that. Well, DOS 2 anyway. You know, it's not not that hard. I say the difficulty for me is the whole holding it for several hours. It's, you know, a bit of a chore. Right, so that gives me circuits. No, it doesn't. That gives me wood eventually. Eventually. And we can probably, you know, we can boost these up and get the running. In fact, they're absolutely pumping out the stuff, aren't they? So if we stick in some fast inserters. Yeah, as I say, my sort of recommendation, it's a difficult one to recommend in the sense that to make, difficult way to make this recommendation is give it a go first, because so you may find it's, you don't have weedy, pathetic arms like I do, and it's fine. But I say it's difficult to, because you can't buy it in a shop, so you can't go and use it, sort of thing. Right, so wood exists. So if we're trying to make basic circuit boards, we need wooden boards and copper cable. And we need them in basic electronic boards. But basic circuit boards, so this is where it gets tricky, because they are used in things. So we kind of need to make them and put them on the bus. But they're used in a tiny amount of stuff. I think actually, for the tiny number of things that they are used for, because it's, circuits, and because these are the basic boards, they're not the actual circuits, if you see what I mean. So the basic boards are used in all of these. It's like having a half circuit. And that's it. I mean, that is almost everything you use them in. So I'm wondering if I just make those locally. Or perhaps have a little, logistics build where I can just make the basic boards and then, fly them over to those handful of things. Because they're not required in the science, are they? He says, completely forgetting where Bob's science is. Wouldn't be there. There we go. Yeah, I suppose they are, because they're needed for the inserters. Okay, let's build them as a separate build. Where am I going to put that? I just guess I could put it just downstream. So I could have it here. I mean, I could build it here, because this wall is not needed. Well, these walls supersede this wall. But I've got all of this pipe work here. And don't the other boards need? Oh no, that's phenolic board. But phenolic boards need wood, don't they? Yeah. Fiberglass board. Plastic and glass. Oh, so actual fiberglass. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a waste of space, but I think I'm going to build the circuits there, maybe? Or I can just divert wood across. I could rework these, couldn't I? Tighten it up a bit. I don't know, it feels like... Let's have a look at, if I blueprint that. So if this was the distance apart... Yes, it's right on top. Oh no, they're different distances. Why are they different distances? Oh, what have I done wrong there? Oh, it is because that's... So that should have been... Oh, it's that one that's wrong. Why is that one wrong? That was the coal. So have I messed up coal again? No, I've just put the power pile in the wrong place. Which means that one's in the wrong place. Okay. I'm just trying to work it out so that it looks nice and even. Some weird insect flying about. Oh, I've had a Razer headset for 2 years and found out that I need software to run it to full potential a couple of weeks ago. Then this morning my 2-year-old found the activation code for it yesterday. A builder. So chances are that I may cope with the weight a little better, maybe. But I pretty much know that I wouldn't use it that much, and I have the Switch. So yeah, I'm saying if you've already got a Switch and you're happy playing the types of games on there, it probably doesn't add anything to you. I mean, because there is now, and I think you said that you've got it already. It's Factorio on Switch, so I say it sort of works as a concept for me because it's or I was hoping it did because of the whole not that keen buying a Switch because I know it's heresy to say, but never really been into a lot of Nintendo games. Say like Pokemon and your Marios and stuff. Don't really like platforming games because I'm rubbish at them basically. So I'll just stick with your Switch. I don't think it adds a great deal over and above that. I say unless there's some particular desire to play, some AAA game that you've got on the go. The heck is that insect? How the hell has that gotten? I think it's a mosquito. Yeah, so it doesn't, I think, offer anything particularly over and above the Switch. Okay, let's let the bots do their thing. We might get some help from the main sequence bots, maybe. Put that in there. In there. And do their thing. A lot of people have beef with Nintendo. I'm kind of indifferent. You mean sort of like the whole? They always see. I don't know. They seem to be a company that gets a bit of a pass for doing like things that people criticise other companies for, like the whole creating artificial scarcity is a bit bit off sort of thing. As in only manufacturing limited numbers of things, and it's like people are, well, rightly sort of thing, they lay into sort of EA or something for not doing anything with a lot of their licenses, but Nintendo don't either. They've got loads of licenses that they just basically don't do anything with. Loads of IP, rather. And the whole thing with the back catalogue of selling things at full price that are 30-year-old games sort of thing is all a bit off really, but yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say it was a particular concern to me, no. But yeah, so they do seem to get this pass because it's like because it's Nintendo, that's fine. Does seem to be a bit of a strange sort of attitude, or strange exception. Right, so we probably want to try and get circuits in here, I think. But we might be able to make this one work. Okay, so how do I actually want to do this? Because say I need to send basic boards, and those do eventually need. Because I've only got like level 2 machines, haven't I, really? .75. Because I think I might as well just make a belt's worth of each type of thing. So if that outside one, so this is meant to be the one with the whatchamacallit on it. So it would be, no, that's wrong. Copied the wrong one, I think. So that'll be there, there. I don't know why I'm being so bothered about making it all even and stuff, but there you go. Yeah, so that's the output product. Okay. And how do I line this up? It's nice and the same. Nice. Like that. Yeah, that sort of thing, yeah. Okay. Let's build it with greys, I guess. And I can actually probably put them in there. Static builds seeping into your other games. Yeah, it is actually, because I'm actually playing multiplayer with somebody, and we're trying to build a mega base between us type of thing, because he's never managed to like properly follow through on a mega base. And I do. I'm sort of, and we're sort of planning things out and how we're going to do things and that sort of thing. What am I actually trying to build here? Let's just lay this down, because for this first part, I'm trying to build. Am I trying to build 2 lanes of basic boards? Is that what I'm after? But yeah, and I keep almost suggesting things, and I sort of then realising, am I suggesting that because it looks pretty or because it's a good idea? I think that's everything. So that requires them to. So ratio-wise, what are these like? Billy Bob. So net machine's 0.25. So yeah, so half a machine. So is it like 3 to 2 or something? No. Let's just look at the proper maths instead of trying to do it that way. So 3 copper wire. All right. Is this recipe different then? Oh, that gives 2 cables. Ah. So it's 3 to 4. Yeah. Oh, and a single wooden board covers that. Okay. 3 to 4. Yeah, I think I'm going to not build it here. And that'll give me room to do stuff on the sides, because I'm thinking... And how many... belts wise does that say? It's 0.13. So if I had, oops, So that should be like 0.25. Oops. This is my only concession to other mods. Yes, that's quarter of a belt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is quarter of a belt. So we would need like 16, 32 of these to fill a belt. Okay. But yeah, so I do sort of find myself suggesting stuff that it's like, well, am I suggesting that because I think it would look pretty, or... Yeah. You know, it's not always practical, the things I'm doing. It's like the other time we suggested, most recent thing, so I decided to do boats, and that was just because basically I was explaining the, you know, talking about the aesthetic series and concept I'd originally had for it, and we ended up with boats just because it's cool. So it's like we're going to build, because it's not a particularly watery map, we're going to build canals and stuff. Building a working factory is mid-tier gaming. Building a working pretty factory is pro gamer. Definitely. I can 100% get behind that. I think I've run out of stuff, haven't I? Let's get rid of that. Get rid of you. How many is there? 36. So that would fill a yellow belt. But it then requires what? So it's 3 to 4. Oh no, maths. 36 divided by 4, multiply 3. Just remember that the buttons don't work. 4 times 3. 27. 27 of those. But does that mean... Is it it's a reverse thing, isn't it? Because... No, we need 3 to 4, don't we? That can't be right. No, it is right. Is that right? So if you were feeding in like that, and these are cobbles. Is that right? Yeah. So, because the other thing it needs is wooden boards. And I could just make those in the line here, because they're also needed for the phenolic boards. So we could have them, you know, maybe made in the middle here or something. Or, so I could build them over here. Not quite sure why. Oh, I put them that far apart because that's where the pump is, basically. Okay, so I could just divert those round and have those next to each other. Wow, 1 million bots doing 1 million things. But yeah, we don't only need 1 to 4. So if we've got 36... Yeah, 36. Oh no, maths again. Somebody save me from maths. 9. So we only need 9 machines. So yeah, we could have them, say, here. Just like in a row, basically. Oops. There's no room for bacon then, but as I say, I could just have them in a single line row, really. So we have the wood, say, going up that way. Going out, and boards going out that way. Well board. Well board. Because it makes 2 each time, doesn't it? Yeah. Trying to decide what game to get next. What type of game do you want to get next? As in another building-y type game? Or because I know you like a good survival game, and the old Sons of the Forest seems to be quite popular. If I put that there, I think that's right. Yeah, people seem to be digging Sons of the Forest. What's that? 2, 4, 6, 8. That's only 8, and I need 9. Hogwarts, Dead Space, or KSP 2, although I don't think my PC will run KSP 2. I would avoid Kerbal 2. Certainly for now. Basically it's like you know how there's early access and then there's early access. It's early access. It's very thin on features. Certainly, I mean, you can probably pick up KSP 1 unless you've already. I think you've already got that. I think you've told me that before. But that's probably the way to go if you've not got that. Because unless you sort of, I mean, I know Factorio is like this weird example, isn't it? Where, you know, the devs are kind of nutters, basically. You know, they do, you know, fixing the game all the time and da 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 da. But yeah, it's like, you know, proper early access. Like to the you know, given Kerbal 1 was so popular, sort of a bit embarrassing how broken it is, I think. From what I've seen and watched played, I'm sure it'll get there, you know, and say, I guess it's your personal tolerance for just how much jank and brokenness you're after, but I say it is not in a good state at the moment. From what I can tell. Hogwarts, I can't really comment on it, sort of a MMO type RPG thing, isn't it? I've never really played a lot of them, so I can't really make any comment on that. Dead Space, I mean, I've seen some. I'm afraid I'm a bit of a coward when it comes to horror games, so I've played very few. I mean, I played the original Resident Evil back in the day, but that's kind of as far as it went, really, for me in horror games. I like watching them played, you know, but I'm just too much of a coward, really, to actually play them. But as I understand it, it is a very good remake. So what am I trying to do here? What are you lot doing? Off slacking again. Margaret Legacy is awesome. Okay. I did see some memes about it being. I'll be honest. You know, I'm not a fan of. I mean, Harry Potter was again. I was slightly the wrong wrong age basically for that to be a thing that I would, you know, have engaged with. But not a fan of J.K. Rowling and some of the views she's expressed. But as I say, even if that wasn't a concern for me, it's just not really my sort of cup of tea, I guess. I don't really. I mean, Magic's a bit different, I guess. But I'm more I'm always more, science fiction than fantasy type of thing. Has always been more my cup of tea. But yeah, I'm glad it's. I mean, it's one of those decisions, isn't it? It's like, obviously none of the devs, are the originators of Factorio, Harry Potter or anything like that. So there's a degree of separation, shall we say? But yeah, so even setting all of that aside, just not my not a fan, a fiction I was ever too. It's like, I mean, massive fan of Star Wars, but I was never that interested in playing games of it or reading the extended universe. I just like the films, basically. I think I've run out of assemblers again, haven't I? No, I haven't. I guess those have been assigned to network bots. But yeah, I got KSP1, it's the graphic card needed. I got a 1080 minimums of 2060 for 2. Alright. Yeah, I've kind of decided I'm just going to bite the bullet on my upgrade, because graphics cards I'm sort of alright with. It's probably I won't upgrade the graphic card because it's a 2080 Ti, so it's a couple of generations out, but nothing too bad. It's the CPU and stuff I am starting to get similar, where it's like games that I can't really quite run because they're CPU limited. I mean, if you're looking for another building game and you've not got it already, then Dyson Sphere Program I would still recommend as one of the best building type games. And I've been playing that on a Sunday. Okay, so I need to bring copper over, and I guess I need to check out how much I actually need. I think I've just made this bigger. Yeah, I would need 2 belts of copper. I've only actually got 1 belt of copper. Like, full stop. Okay. That's actor genius, wasn't it? Right. Does that fit? Yeah, there we go. Got DSP. Got bits of it. Good speed. Okay. There was another one that I played. What was that? Because they did this Next Fest, and there was something I played in that building management type game. I can't remember what it was. This is what happens when you get old, you see. You just forget stuff all the time. So that's 2 over. Or at the very least, you can blame it on getting old. That's the convenient part of it. Right, so we'll just put a split on this, get some circuits flowing. But yeah, I need loads of copper and iron, don't I? I don't know why I even just put 1 in. I should have put in, 4 to start with. Because now I'm going to have this weird situation where I've got, iron here and then like iron over here. I'll have to decide what I'm doing with the whole old base, because we're going to rapidly run into it. I guess what I could do, because is that did I build that as a full lane? Yeah, so in theory that does do 2 lanes, so we could red belt that. I'm not really building red belt though. No. But we could set up a little production of red belt and I could just then split it, you know, into 2 yellow once it's past this. Because this will definitely support a red belt of output. So I could do that and I could double up. And then, I mean, worst case, I could maybe put it at the back so we could have 2 builds. And just put a, you know, a second output here. We'd have a heck of a lot of trains coming and going there. Although they stack bigger in this, don't they? Yeah, 6.9k. So I think it's double the amount then. Yeah, I might do that off stream, I think. So doubling things up. But what does... Yeah, because you need bronze and steel gears. And bronze, I think I'm making somewhere. Yeah, I think I've got a tiny little production of bronze somewhere. Sticking in a chest. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. How are we doing then? Oh, crikey. How are we doing? So that's the copper flowing through. Need to put a little split on there. Take this way. No, that's too early. Cool. So, get this up here. Oh, by the way, I think, Margaret, I think you subscribed, didn't you? Or renewed your subscription? I'm not sure. But I might be completely wrong there. Thank you very much for that. It's very much appreciated. If not, doesn't matter. Can I feed both of them? Did 6 months. Oh, wow. Crikey. Well, thank you very much for that. It's very kind. I'm still completely useless, as you would imagine, being me. I've not done any of the emojis or any of that sort of stuff. I imagine, I don't know if he's gone, but or she, or someone. Mia Charlotte, hawking their wares again. I mean, I don't mind it at all, but it's sort of, I always feel, I don't know. Because if I ever got an artist to do that, I'd go and find them. I wouldn't just, you know, randomly accept one on the internet. I'd actively search, you know, like via Fiverr or something like that. But you know, I don't mind them advertising their wares. They gotta eat. Put that up in the middle. But yes, you should have. What I'm trying to do with the emojis, and I'm doing them myself, is the other thing. So they'll look rubbish, but I'm trying to do like, because I want to lean into the whole. Why have I put those on one side and not on the other? Okay. Lean into the whole Trismegistus thing, so it's like alchemical symbols, basically, for the emojis. Which is nice and simple for me to do, because they're all geometric type shapes. But yeah, to sort of lean into that a bit. Because it may be hard to pronounce, but I'm stuck with it, so might as well lean into it. I think I need to move this up, don't I, if I'm going to send them that way. Let's put one in here then. Oops. What happened there? No, other way. No. Why does it feel like I got that wrong? No, that's fine. Right, so this now should be able to go... Well, if I put a splitter on it... Splitter. Send that way. But it also needs to be another thing there to the bus. And somehow get it around all of that. I think possibly maybe just send it that way. Have it go down there somewhere. Now we can just attach it in. Yeah, cool. I'm feeling a bit unfocused today, I must admit. I think it's because I didn't quite fully decide. What the heck was this doing? Oh, this was that tiny production of Invar plate, was it? Okay. Let's just leave that there for the moment, but that's obviously not a permanent thing. It's just useful to have it, I guess. In fact, let's pick up... In fact, let's turn off the bots. Do this bit ourselves. Like this. There we go. Are you my bots? You're my bots, okay. Yeah, because I did play it at the weekend, so during the week. I just got a bit obsessed with doing the walls, so I didn't really think where I was in the game. I say a bit sort of didn't really have a plan. I usually like to have a little bit of a plan of what I'm going to try and do in each stream, and I didn't really have that today. Let's clear that out. So, if we were trying to use... Keep the same spacing. With the old power poles. Because I'm putting the power... I'll just check this. The power poles are on the outside of whatever machine. Yeah. And one across from the actual balancer. Yeah. So there. And then we've got a robo port right below, I think. And so that machine there. Ta-da! Right, so we need to make these now, and these are even more complicated because we need the basic circuit board, basic electronic components, and solder. And solder is just lead? No, it's resin. And resin is wood on its own? Yes, it's just wood. Presumably it's squeezing the wood to extract all the resin out of it. I could also make it from heavy oil. That might be quite a useful recipe actually, given the trouble I'm having with balancing fluids. Is there another way of making resin? No. It's just the wood. Okay. Oops. So, isn't there another way of making solder though, or have I not unlocked that? So, oh, there is. Oh no, that's solder plate. Oh, it needs solder plate. That's what I'm thinking of. So we need a solder plate from those three, or tin and lead. Oh, and we need electric metal furnaces. Have I got any of those on me? Yes, no, I have. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Have I? You won't make solder, will you? Slodder? No. I think I've got some of them back at the... Because I got a bit confused. There we go. Is it metal mixing? Metal Mickey? Is it Metal Mickey? Let's look at that again, because I've confused the dickens out myself. So, solder requires solder plate, and solder plate can be made in a electric metal mixing furnace. Electric metal Mickey furnace. That one there. Okay. Let's head back to the base. Hello, welcome back, Grim. Have you playing anything else other than Factorio? So I know you're a big Ark fan. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the second one yet. I assume it's still in... Well, it's not development hell, is it? But still in development. Perhaps rendering all of Vin Diesel's muscles are causing some problems. Did revisit Dead Island and Rage. Is it Dead Island 2 that's coming out, or is that... That looked quite fun, Dead Island 2. I couldn't stream it on here. It's the type of game I was thinking about doing something on, like a late night YouTube stream that I did with that one, Red Dead 2 one. Because, I've got fun. Look, I think well, this is monetized, I guess, technically, but YouTube's not monetized, so because some of the preview videos got demonetized because of the gore. I don't really know what YouTube's going. I always feel like one of those nerds when you start complaining about something like YouTube, but I'm not making any. Oh, that's bad. Why am I not making any of them then? I thought this was them here. Oh, that's just electric furnaces. What about this then? What are you? Oh, that's electric chemical furnaces. Electric chemical. Ow. Ow. I've honestly not made... I thought I snuck in a little electric metal Mickey furnaces. Guess not. I guess not. I think I've actually gone past the point where a bus is a sensible way of doing things. I think actually I should just be doing stuff with logistics, but I like buses, so let's just plough on. What do I need? I need more assemblers. There. Dead Island 2. Partway through building a massive castle in Ark. Wow. Dev hell for years, unfortunately. Alright. Who doesn't like a nice bus? Well, exactly. You've got to love a bus. Get on the bus. Did you ever play Valheim? I didn't really quite get in. I mean, I sort of enjoyed a lot of people watching a lot of people play it, but I said at the time, and it's probably quite a bit dismissive of me, but it felt a lot like playing Don't Starve. But they seem to crack, for me, they kind of crack that issue of a lot of survival games have, where it's like, you basically... Can't I convert? So, electric metal mixing... So I can either... What? Electric metal mixing. I could... What? Oh, electric furnace, yeah. Yeah, so I can just convert furnaces. Yeah. It seems... I got to say, that sort of thing does seem a bit redundant, because it's like, well, why have different furnaces if you've got a recipe that literally lets you turn one into the other? Why bother having the other machine? I wouldn't mind it if you needed to, add in, 5 bits of Invar plate or something. That seems fine. But so why have electric metal mixing furnaces as a separate thing if you can literally convert one to the other? Is that not 50 already? No, okay. Oh, it's giving me 50, okay. I don't know, told it should be good with the building mechanics of our hub because of its structure support system. Yeah, it's quite intricate. It's, well, I don't know if intricate's the right word, but basically, oh, there's a little assembler on this. Can't, what? Little assembler on the floor there. Poor thing. Yeah, you have to take account of the sort of distance. You can't just. It's not like sort of a the Fallout 4 building system where you can just build floating platforms and all that sort of stuff. There's actual physics in it and like engineering basically, and you have to. Thread the needle. You have to support stuff. I mean, it's not, it's not like a bridge building game. It's not that finicky, but you have to actually, you can only build so high and then or so far out and then it basically sort of falls over and stuff. So yeah, I can't remember why I've done that. I need electric furnaces. Don't think this is going to be here actually, is it? What we're going to actually doing is your electric metal Mickey furnaces making slodder. So you get, wow, that's complicated. 11 of them for 4 and 7. Crikey. Okay. I think if I move that down a bit, so it's sort of parallel with that one, then potentially I've been quite inconsistent with what's the in and out, haven't I? The out should be on the outside. Is that right? Or the right side? Yeah. So that should be the out. And then this is the in. This is the in. Right. And that gives me the opportunity of having the actual mixed lead and stuff that way. Yeah. So that would be in, out. No. Because that's that one. Like that. And then you need to be long. And you need to be long. Like so. I haven't put any lights on either. Not like Satisfactory then. Yeah, no, it's not that sort of a building system. No, it's not the sort of infinitely self-supporting type of thing. I don't know if you saw, I gave up my Satisfactory series in a bit of a huff. I had a tantrum, but I wasn't massively impressed with the actuality of the blueprinting system. It's not enough. They need a bigger one, or we need level 2 machines or something. I don't know. It feels like a game I would play through once now, and then I'm done. I don't see it as a kind of permanent fixture for me. I don't think. Which I'm not entirely sure that's not their intention. I think they intend the game to be like that because I said this before. I mean, you know, it's got like one map, and so unless you're sort of super into the aesthetic side of things, then you know, once you've built an efficient factory, you've built an efficient factory. There's not a lot of extra to do there unless they add modding to it or something. So that would be solder plate, slodder, resin as well. But am I just going to make resin locally? What's the actual... Because we need loads of these electronic components. So I'm wondering if this is another thing I send down the bus. Wait, it's not... It's solder I'm making, isn't it? 8 slodder. It's annoying. It's one of those things where it doesn't feel like bussing it is actually all that worthwhile because you get 8 out of a single craft. But then loads of stuff needs it. So it feels more like I should be sending slodder plate and resin onto the bus. But resin is just wood, so make that locally. As in literally just wood, there's no other part to it. Okay, so we'll do that. So this will be one that does go onto the bus, but I also feed, you know, where I need it to go. Resin we can make locally out of wood. Let's turn my guys off. Did what happened? Oh yeah. Yeah, I kind of like the whole fitting as much as I could. Small blueprint box. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I say... It just didn't feel like what I was after. Because, I mean, it's sort of forced... It's a bit... They've always kind of had that thing, I think, of... I don't know how to explain it, but it's like... This is how you play the game. You know, like they're thinking about it like a, you know, first-person shooter or something like that, where it's like, you know, this is what you do. It's not. There's not really that. In a sense, element of creativity to it. It's like they've never really given much of a hint that they'll put in mod support or, you know, support for the Steam Workshop because it's more. And it's more, in a sense, a traditional game design approach. I don't know if that's quite the right phrase, but you know, sort of this is what you know, this is how you do it. Whereas, I mean, it's less sandboxy, I guess, is the point, which is fine. I'm not saying that's bad. It's just in these types of games, I think I prefer it if it's a bit sandboxy, a bit more sandboxy rather. No. You know, because I've got to do all this stuff, but I'm building this as I want to build it. It's not, you know, there is no fixed way of, other than feeding the right, you know, materials in. There's no, it's like I'm going to half belt these two to go in here. But I don't have to do that. I could have put a belt on the outside or what have you. It's sort of more open, if you see what I mean. Whereas with Satisfactory, it seems a bit more closed. Which, I say, I'm not saying that is a bad thing. It's just I was hoping it was going to be, you know. What am I actually feeding into this blooming thing? I keep forgetting it's tin and something, isn't it? Tin and lead. Which makes sense because that's kind of what Sora's made of. Funny that. Now I got to remember which is tin. Because this was silver, I think, wasn't it? Yeah. Was this tin? Yes. Okay, so that's tin. 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 Okay. still there. I did see Vampire Survivors was on. That's a game that sort of blew up massively and then sort of just disappeared. Because that was early access as well, I think. So where am I going? Where am I? Is this tin? Was this tin? That's tin. Okay, so we want... And I've completely messed up the things there, haven't I? But we want a little offshoot here. Might do it this way around, actually. Like that. And then we want lead. Now is lead something I'm... I think this is lead. The mods for Factorio, I just wanted the map mods to come in. Yeah, I mean, there's mods, yeah, but they're not. It's not supported in the way that like Factorio is. So where it's actually, kind of built into it. If you see what I mean. I was actually there was that was Mia actually I was saying that, but there's actually a Paradox live stream, or it's not a live stream. I don't think it's an event, but I think City Skylines 2 might be being announced because the game that the devs that do that are announcing a new game. I mean, it could be another Transport Fever one, but yeah, I'm sort of secretly hoping. I mean, I was saying this. It was Mia that was talking about it, but I spent a fortune on City Skylines without ever actually really doing anything with any of the DLCs. But yeah, that'd be quite cool if they're going to do a second one of that, because that's a really great game. But let's just do it old school. Put that up. Because it's 7 years old, and it does look... I mean, it never looked great. But if they can get a bit more budget... Because I was actually... I mean... oh, no. Oh, no, that's right. It's okay. Whatever it was, the 2016 SimCity. I know they completely botched it. But it had such cool things in it. Or cool concepts in it. Because I think it's the first building game I've ever seen. Although there is one I think that's done similar, but more recently, like an indie one, where you could actually build plots of different shapes. It wasn't all just grid. You could have weird shaped plots, and it would adjust the actual building position and stuff to like automatically. You didn't have to like manually place it or anything. My biggest problem is that some of the miners can outproduce any belt you can connect them to. Well, yeah, I don't know if it's... That's always satisfying doing that. I don't know if it's definitely official, but one of the videos they did fairly recently... They might have been trolling, because they're a bit like that, but I think there's a new level of belt coming. Would it be level 9 belt? Something like that? But yeah, I think there's a new level of belt coming. From what they were saying. I say it might have been a joke or what have you, but... Okay. So this is Slaughter, or it will be. Up there. And there, cool. Now, I've done that. Yeah, we'll do that so that we can send it round. And we'll just make solder where we need to make solder. Yeah, let's do it that way. Okay. I think I already decided that, but I've just decided it again. Now, what we need to do then is what? Is make basic electronic circuits, and they need 1 solder each, but a single solder machine pumps out 8. So one of them should be able to support 8 of these. Let's see. I don't know why I'm building them like that. Let's just make sure. No. What have I got wrong there? Why have I done... Why am I doing maths wrong? 1 solder per circuit board. But that wasn't on... What was the rate on? Items per second. Yeah, so it needs another machine. Why does it need another machine? 8 solder requires 1 solder. Oh, it's a crafting time thing, is it? 2-second crafting time. Okay, so 1 supports 4. Now, how many of these does it take to fill a belt? No. Yep. 0.267. So... That's about half a belt, yeah. So that's a, well, it's probably slightly over a belt, isn't it? And it would require, because if it's 4, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of these. Okay. So maybe if I have slaughter on one side, and then whatever else it needs. Basic electronic components, which is that one. Now that requires carbon and tinned copper wire. Okay. Okay. How do we make tin copper wire? I can't remember. Presumably with tin. Tinned copper wire. Okay, so it's just 3 copper cables, 1 tin plate. And carbon. Now I think that might be what I needed the coal for. Because, rather logically, yeah, carbon is just boiled coal, basically. Okay, so what we can do then is this can be, oops, this can be 2, 4, 6, 8. Them. And then this can be, no it can't because I can't find them. So I haven't done any of these cool military things. And I like doing cool military things. I'm looking for basic components. So we need tin copper wire, which I could probably make literally behind it and feed it in. Because the ratio is it's 5 to 1. So that again feels like a make it local one. But how many of these? I didn't. Oh, I did. Oof. Thank you. Thank you, Evan. I thought I'd forgotten to copy and paste it. But it is fine. So if those were there, I need to fill them in, don't I? No? There. Net machines minus 24. Wow, okay. How many do you need then? Oh, you need 5. Wow. Wow, okay. I might need to rethink what I've done there then. Because that's going to be multiple belts worth, isn't it? Yeah, it's 3 belts. Okay. Who's the genius who came up with that plan then? When is that enough slaughter? It's way more, isn't it? So maybe that could be a direct feed in. Yeah. Okay. Right, let's make the carbon. Which is this one, I think. Yeah. Okay. Now, would that require an electric chemical furnace or a... No. Carbon. Electric chemical furnace, okay. Basically just copy this, I think, in terms of is that right? I don't know, right? Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Then we get your electric chemical furnaces there. Oh, they can make coal as well, can they? Interesting. Why am I not seeing carbon? What? Because carbon's not on there. I've got the metal mixing. Those aren't very visually distinct. I mean, they're different colours when you put them down. But they're basically the same icon here. I mean, they aren't. There is a tiny little colour difference there. Yellow bit, blue bit, red bit. But that's it. Oh, I suppose also the grill is slightly different on the top. That's not much of a difference. So if I put a coal in here, coal cannot be smelted. What have I put in there then? I put an electric furnace in. Still got it wrong. The red ones. Right. Carbon. There we go. All I'm trying to do is work out how much is a belt. Transport belt 0.93. Okay, so 2 more. And we can just get rid of all of this, which the bots are busily adding in. I've taken the wrong ones out because I'm an idiot. Right, let's try that again. So I want one past the thing, don't I? So I want that one there. There we go. But we need the pipe. Oops. To be like that. And then outside. In fact, could I just pinch this water? Probably not. That's probably a very bad idea, but let's just do it anyway. Because why not, eh? Because why not? Like so. There. Cool. Right, so I need to hook it up. Wrong one. That's the output, so we can get rid of that. That was dumb. Do that. That one should be a bit more even. Like so. Oh, I forgot to mention, I have set up a new charity thing. Unfortunately, so what I was looking for was there was a hospice that supported my mum when she was, you know, suffering from cancer, she getting treatment and that. And I thought I'd found it, but it was the wrong one. And I'd actually think now it might have ceased and desisted. I think it might be no more. So instead, I've set it up as Cancer Research UK. Guess, you know, it's probably appropriate, but say it was. I thought I found it, but I did not. It was the wrong one. I could just do another hospice, I guess. Hospices are sort of the sharp end of the treatment, really. It's sort of the bit that kind of gets forgotten, I think. Oh. You know, actually looking after people. It's like that palliative care thing, you know. It's like it's probably the most important bit, but the least remembered. Right, so I don't know if I'm going to need carbon in any kind of volume, but we can send some this way. I mean, given we can sort of make it out of wood, because if we can make coal out of wood, then we can make carbon out of wood, basically. It's a bit weird that there's no carbon. I guess it would be charcoal, technically. Oh, it's in the wrong place, isn't it? I guess it would be, I say charcoal, maybe, rather than oh. Somebody's put a pump jack in the way. Irresponsible behaviour, that. But yeah, you think you could make carbon out of wood, really. You probably can, eventually. Oh, we're getting some damage. Okay. I didn't bolster these. These weren't boosted. I'm guessing that's yeah. That's a colonisation group. There might be some Titan ones in that. Titan, Giant. I do love these colours, I've said this before. Kind of proves that if you did, you know... I mean, if they made the grass, you know, brighter green or... Oh, it's like the Alien Biomes mod. You know, it could look, like, properly pretty rather than the whole diesel punk... I mean, not like... I've said this before, I quite like it, but... The grime and gritty... thing is, I think, puts quite a lot of people off. But puzzled by this. Oh, no. Why is there no carbon coming out of here? What have I done wrong? I have put that in the way. That's what I've done wrong. Okay, so that in theory would be cut up then. What else would I need? I mean, we know we've got solder plate, and that's made out of resin, or it requires resin. So I could have wood come this way, couldn't I? And then we have solder plate, because the ratio on that is bonkers, isn't it? Not bonkers, it's 2 to 1. 1 to 2 rather. Okay. So if we were having the resin on one side, so I could put resin here, because that's 1 to 1, he says. No, well, it's 8 to 1. 1 to 8 rather, technically, isn't it? So I only need like 2, don't I? Biddly bob? No. I need 3. Yeah, it's 2 to 1, so yeah, okay. You win again, maths, you win again. Yeah, because that's an entire belt worth. And what else do I need to feed it? I need wood for resin. So we can have that come... Oops, no we couldn't, because that's in the wrong place. We can have that coming up here. But then, is that not a terrible idea? Because I've got to fit more things in there. I mean, I could swap them round. And maybe even push it over. And have a direct feed. Because we could have... Although don't these need a bonkers amount of components? They do. But I could have it as is. And just have that as a long-handed reach across. Everyone likes a good reach around. Yeah, and then the resin on this side. Soothing voice sent me off for a snooze. I'm wondering if I should, like, I've had a few people say similar that I've put them to sleep, basically, which I don't. I think people are worried that I'm offended by that. I really, it's quite nice actually thinking that. But is that? It's not ASMR, is it? But it's like people. I did, you know. I wonder if I should do a podcast of like, you know, soothing. Because I could just rip the audio out of the game file, out of the VODs, and you know, like soothing, you know, talk to sleep to, as it were. That's not English, is it? But yeah, a few people tell me that. Right. So if we put that there, like that, we're probably going to need fasts, aren't we? Because if it's pumping them out. 1 second. Oh, that's not fast. That's not fast. Yeah, maybe we should do like a sleepy time podcast or something, you know. Because I mean, people do. I mean, there is a podcast because there's someone streamer I watch who has insomnia, and he actually listens to a podcast that is that. You know, like it's basically someone reading boring stories, as I understand it, or you know, telling boring anecdotes basically, and it sends them off to sleep. So we need to bring wood across, but we should have that somewhere over here. Here we go. Perfectly positioned-ish. Right. Oops. No. Helps if I get it in the right place, doesn't it? There we go. I'm certainly say not offended by that in any way, but it's sort of a... Maybe it's a perfect captive audience. If I can send... If the people click on and within 20 minutes I can have them asleep, then they count as viewers, don't they? For the Twitch stats. Why is the solder plate not coming in? Well, for one thing, because I've put blooming carbon up the blooming thing. Connected completely the wrong thing on. Didn't I also start out a sound to help people say, I don't know, did it? That sounds like a sensible type of thing. Like the waves washing on the shore of a rain falling kind of thing. Master plan is falling, yeah. So that's my strategy. Do a podcast to monetize it. And when people come along to the stream, if I can get them asleep in 10 minutes, then I've got a 3-hour viewer. I mean, I like both rain and the sound of rain and on the roof type of thing, and the sound of waves. Really love them, but I can't sleep with them. I have to actually wear earplugs to get to sleep, because it's a weird thing. I'm like getting to sleep. I have to have like total silence, but once I'm asleep, it's like I'm basically dead to the world. It's like I'm completely gone. However, I also suffer from something called waking insomnia, sorry, which is really difficult to explain to people, because they just hear insomnia and they think, oh, that means you can't get to sleep. And it does. That is what it is. But it's also not quite that. Because I wonder if this will work if I do this. Because I actually go to sleep, no problem. The initial going to sleep. In fact, usually I'm knackered when I'm having a bout of waking insomnia. And I go to sleep straight, literally straight away. There's no delay to it at all. So put my earplugs in and I'm straight off. The problem, and what the insomnia side of it, is that I then wake up like after a couple of hours. So having gone to bed at say 10 o'clock, just to use a number, I then wake up at like 12 o'clock. So I literally get 2 hours sleep, and my brain is absolutely like screaming basically. Then it's just because it's a stress response basically, and my brain is just like and I just can't turn it off, and it's basically laying there for hours then, just not being able to sleep or get back to sleep, I say, rather than sleep. I say people don't quite get that. They just hear insomnia and they're like, oh, well, can you not get to sleep? It's like, well, no, I can get to sleep. I can't stay asleep. Okay. Never fully rested. Yeah. Am I doing this right? Because these guys... So this is the sort of thing I love in Factorio. It's why mods like this are probably perfect for me, but I never really, embrace them, and I should have done. So what am I doing here? What I'm thinking, you see, is I get 3 lanes of... Because the components is going to be bonkers. So because we need like 3 lanes coming out, because it produces millions of them. Does that make sense? So this then can be on this side as well. And then the output, which for some reason I've been doing on the outside, but in this case we'd be better off doing on that side. And then we'll plop this in here. Don't need the splitter. Don't need the splitter. I've already said that. That there. Line that up. Yeah. So we can have one going up to middle. One going that way. One across there. Like so. Sometimes I'm like that. I watch a few YouTube videos to refocus the mind, then I get a couple of more hours sleep. Yeah. Yeah, it does sometimes help to literally. I don't find that useful, like in bed, as it were. But if doing that, that's the output, isn't it? Basically, getting up for a couple of hours and sort of, it can be useful, but sometimes it doesn't help at all. So it's a stress thing. So it's like the real way of solving it is to basically, wait, what did I do? Oh, that's the pickup. Is to resolve whatever's stressing me. So basically, I mean, generally speaking, it's work. You know, problems at work. So eventually, they either resolve themselves, or there's a solution of some description. It takes a while to catch up, but then after a sort of couple of weeks, it'll all sort of resolve itself. And I say, it's just the difficulty of when it's happening. It's actually weird, because I'm usually more sort of rested. I've learned to cope with it in a sense. So it's usually the bit where it stopped, as it were, that is like the worst bit, because there's then a period where I'm just sort of trying to. I am sleeping, but because I'm like running on a deficit of sleep, that's when I feel exhausted. I was wondering why there's not a lot happening. It's because a lot of these are ghosts, aren't they? Right. Oh, I need the basic boards as well. Bum. Okay. So where am I going to fit them in? Because it's 2.6 lanes of them. I mean, one way of doing it might be to go for fast belt. And we could have this middle one be fast belt. That might be a little tricky, but because we need the basic boards as well, which I've managed to perfectly line up with that, of course. Build a bus. It's the perfect way to avoid spaghetti. Ish. Right. Well, actually, I do need that, don't I? So, if we hop that across to there, how many lanes worth of red circuits do you need? Half. Okay. So if it is a red belt, where's all the red belt gone? Oh, I've got it in my. The bots are taking it away. Damn you, bots! Nuts. Okay. Wait, why was it going in there if that wasn't switched on? I don't know. Let's just do an upgrade on that. No, let's do an upgrade on. Yeah, all of that. And then this needs to also be. No, this can be yellow belt coming in. It's just the actual belt there. So why was it putting that in? That'll work itself out. Okay. I'm determined to actually produce an actual red circuit now. Right. So, we've got the solder, we've got the resin. So all of that is done, apart from me building 3 lanes worth of basic electronic components, which require the carbon, which we know, and tinned copper wire, but they only need 1 of each of those to make 5. So this is going to get interesting. If I was to have a production area here of tinned copper wire, how much of that would I need to support 3 lanes of basic electronic components? Or 2.6 anyway. So this needs to be like multiple in parallel, basically, is the issue. So how many lanes does this give me? So that's 2 lanes. So if we were to add on an extra 1... Grimsby following for 490 days. Wow. You must have basically started following me not long after I started. I think it was a Satisfactory stream, wasn't it? How long have I been streaming for then? I don't even know when I started. It must have been getting on for 2 years ago now. Because it was the autumn, I think, I started. So that in theory would be 3 lanes. So that's fine. And you see, it only needs 0.6 and 0.6. Yeah, you must have been one of my first followers, Grim. Yeah, so 4 machines are making 0.8. So we don't need that much at all, do we? How much copper and stuff? So it would need 0.8 of a lane of copper. Do these... what's the production time on these? Oh, it needs 3 copper cables. Oh, but to produce 3. So how many... So 3 to 3. To 3 to 3. But it's got 0.5 second craft time. Wait. Can I just put it... Oops. Could I just put in exactly the same number of copper machines? Does the maths work there? No. So you need 1 more. But then I could just have them... Yeah, okay. So we could just have them alternating, basically. So if we have that be copper, and then that be... Where would it be? It's in here, isn't it? Tinned. And then that on the side. Can't go wrong with a bit on the side. Sounds about right for Satisfactory Factorio, yeah. To be fair, I've only really... I mean, I've done a few rando games, haven't I? But like 90% of it's Factorio or Satisfactory. Or I guess TSP as well. So that maths works out. Maths checks out. I'm not sure the machines will quite work like that, but we'll see. Does that work? Yeah. Half machine effort. Yeah, that should be okay. So, what I need to do is have that coming down that way. Going that way. And then this... It's more than half a belt though, isn't it? Oh no, 0.4 and 0.267. So we can have copper and tin sharing a belt. I'm finding these indistinct, because this is tin, isn't it? Indistinct symbols really quite problematic now. So we've got copper here and we've got tin. So if I can feed Biddly Bob, what's Biddly Bob? Get rid of some of the junk. Carbon, got loads of carbon. Don't you Biddly Bob at me. Where's the copper? Here, okay. Let's see if I can't jerry rig something together. So which side do we want that on? We want that on that side, don't we? Like that. And then I say, buses. Make a bus, you'll never make a bit of spaghetti again. Suspect that's not going to work, is it? Because I need like half a lane of tin, but there you go. That's a later problem for later me to solve. So it's coming up to 9, but I want to finish this off. Determined now. I'm determined. Okay, so we've now got tin and copper coming up this way. So both of these can input, and then that just needs to output onto the far belt. And that one's the input, and that one's input from the far belt. So I do quite like these long range or adjustable inserters. It seems a lot easier really. Okay. Have I got that right? So you're just a regular... Oh no, you're not. Build that. That needs to go up there. That needs a regular input. Then this needs a regular input. No, let's just copy that. Suspect something here needs to be fast inserter. Yeah. How many? Yeah, it's not even 0.8 of a belt, so they may need to be fast inserters to get them all out, but if it's 0.8 of a belt, I can't. Okay. And we need carbon as well, so we got carbon. Just going to do one last thing. Factorio strikes Odin. Is that the sun rising? Yeah. Oh. What are you moaning about? You're always moaning, bots. I think I could probably take that down. Do I need 200 of them, just randomly? One of the advantages of getting old, though, is that your bladder can't quite take the 6-hour solid sessions anymore. So you have a sort of biological clock, as it were, It kind of prevents you from going quite that mad with it. Yeah, it's only 0.2 belts, you see. But yeah, I mean, also having played it for 3,000 hours, you do reach a point, I think, where you've kind of done, basically, sort of done everything. Which is why these mods are great, actually. And as I was saying earlier, I should have embraced or given them a proper go earlier rather than just knee-jerk, rejecting them, as it were. But yeah. But like once you've done your, 5k base, especially as you say, if you've not got some mega rig that will, sort of let you do more, other than, as I say, the overhaul mods, there's not a lot left to do, really. Sort of have to think up little challenges for yourself. But yeah, I do remember those first sort of days and weeks and months of, how am I going to do this? Let's do something a bit wacky. So we want the thing going up there, because it's more than a belt's worth. I'll tell you one game I am looking forward to. It's very, very random, but it just occurred to me. Is I think it's called Nightingale. I'm not 100% sure on the title, which is a sort of a crafty, survivally one. But it looks really sort of interesting because it's like it's got like a Victorian steampunk style, which is very much my thing, for one thing. But it's also got some sort of interesting ideas. Am I doing this in a daft way? Because that's the outside, isn't it? No, that's the inside. So if I then do... What am I trying to achieve? Because I want that to go the other way, don't I? What am I trying to do there? Just going to have that there. There we go. Yeah, so I think it's called Nightingale, but it's like a sort of the sort of resource gathering side to it seems to be this sort of interesting idea of these are going to have to be fast, aren't they? I don't think I'm going to get away with regulars. Of you sort of go to other dimensions to sort of find the stuff. Is it fast to pick up? I don't think it is it? It's probably faster output. And you can like shape them. It's almost like a roguelike element to it. And you can sort of shape the done it again. Shape the places that you go to in order to get different resources. But one of the things that's got me intrigued is that the trailer shows those should be fast airships, so dirigibles, so like, Hindenburg style airships, which implies you can build airships. Oh, fair enough. So I think it's called Nightingale, but not clear when it's coming out. I think it's not till sort of 2025 or something. Sounds like it's a way off. See, I might put a little break in here so that I can put a balancer in. Oh, what happened there? Don't know what happened. So, I'm gonna get. It's just. Oh. Oh, I'm full again. Always full of something. Don't go in there. I'm about to pick you up. Silly things. No, don't go in here. Just put that out of the way. See if I can't copy this. Like that. No. Same as Sky Oblivion mod 2025. Alright. Put it the wrong way around. Only this one. Wow. Let's just leave it as is. Just something weird I'm making. It's not very efficient, but there you go. Right, pop that in there. In there. Get rid of you two. So we've got electronic components there. If we just put a balancer, which is a 3 2 3, which is that way around. Three, 2, 3. And then I always forget, is it right click to yeah. Wait, what? What's happened there? Oh, I've done a 1 to 3. Silly person. 3 to 3. There we go. And of course it's off. Of course it's offset. Of course it is. So, no. So that in there. Now we can right click to upgrade. There we go. Nearly there, nearly there. Except not, because that's not connected. Put that there. I'll put the power pole in the wrong place. Is it happening? Is it happening? No. Why not? Because both of those are pointing at the wrong. I'm clearly getting tired because that's a very dumb mistake. So that should be, pickup should be on that side. And pickup should be there. So we go. There they are. There they are. Hurrah! Hurrah and huzzah. What are we moaning about here? Oh, it's all of this, isn't it? So this is all just wrong machines and wrong inserters, basically, because we don't actually need... Yeah. Cool. Well, there we go. So. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Right then. Well, there we go. One part of my 3-to-1 isn't completed. Oh dear. Which one? Which one? Which one? It's working out. Oh, cool. Right, yes. And thank you for the spot, though, Marguerite. Very, very much appreciated. And again, thanks again for the subscribe and follow, etc. No, subscribe on this. No, that's wrong. Yeah, no, subscribe on Twitch, isn't it? Cool. So there we go. There's some circuits produced, hopefully in some sort of volume. I'll pop up the old schedule, but I'll be back tomorrow with some Dyson Sphere program at the usual time. So 3 o'clock GMT, some Dyson Sphere program. I have not got a clue. I will probably literally after this load it up to see where I am. I cannot for the life of me remember what we did last. It's almost certainly just more building. I think I'm trying to get to warpers. I know copper is a problem in the system, as in that particular solar system. You know, we need to be hunting for copper fairly soon. I do remember that I was going to go and exploit that planet that doesn't have wind on it off stream, but I didn't do that because I just played this. So there's that. So I might do that instead, just exploit that planet. It depends how many solar panels I've made, which is probably not a lot. But yes, so back tomorrow. And stream next weekend should be fine. In fact, I think the next 2 weekends should be okay. We then get into this period where I'm basically like away most of the weekends. I've got the weekend off to recover the weekends I worked. And I'll probably visit the family. My dad's unfortunately got COVID, so I mean, he should be all right in a couple of weeks' time, but I don't know. It's triggered his depression again, so he's not feeling too great. So yeah, I may have to think about what I might do then. If not, I mean, I might do an all-day stream or something. If not, I've not really got any plans. But then, as I say, I'm going to WASD. Then it's Easter. Then it's my birthday. So there's going to be a whole series of interrupted weekends, basically, coming up. But yeah, as I say, back tomorrow with Dyson Sphere program. All okay next weekend. And then I guess the other plug is the YouTube channel. If you wanted to pop on there and subscribe, you can watch all of the VODs of this series, Dyson Sphere program. I got 3 series, I think, on that. There's the Satisfactory, where you can see me having a whole series of tantrums at the end about getting annoyed with the game. And what else? Yeah, loads of Factorio series. No Spoon and Blueprint series, Aesthetic series, all sorts of good stuff available on there. And good night to you as well, Margaret. And letters as well, Grim. Hope you have a good weekend as well, and so you, Margaret. Yes, I think that's everything. It feels like I've forgotten to say something. I say yes. I'll set the cancer thing up properly, the charity thing. So, and I'll do a donate myself. I sort of rushed that, so there's that as well. I've got to remember to do that. But yes, otherwise, if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.